Hi everyone, long time no see, and welcome into a brand new episode of a brand new season of Caton'S Corner here on CUTV. As always, I'm your host, Tom Caton. And before we begin today, I just want to say I hope everyone out there is doing well and staying safe and doing whatever they can to help stop the spread of coronavirus. Whatever you have to do, if you have to wear a mask, you're wearing your gloves, or you're social distancing, whatever you have to do. And I know it's a little tough for us at CUTV here. We're doing our best. We're all staying home for the fall semester, but hopefully for the spring semester, we can all return in person and do what we do best. And like I said, it's odd being at home working on schoolwork and CUTV work instead of being together in person, but we all still plan to provide all of you out there with new and exciting content throughout the course of the semester and whenever we can. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their summer, did whatever they could, and went wherever they could. But now that school is back in session, it's time to get back into the swing of things, get into that morning routine, waking up, even though all our classes are online. Like I said, it will be different. Usually for the fall semester, we're pretty busy in CUTV with filming around 5 to 8, or sometimes even more broadcasts in a week. Unfortunately, that's not the case this semester since we're all at home, but we're going to do whatever we can. And as many of you know, if you saw across social media, CUTV or my social media platforms, this is my final season of my show. I'm calling it the farewell season since it's my senior year here at Cal U. I'll be graduating next May, but I have to go through Gary to get my diploma if he lets me graduate. Usually I have 2 seasons throughout the school year, one in the fall and one in the spring. But this farewell season I'm counting as one big season that will last through the entire school year till next May. And that's why I'm calling it the farewell season. And I'm hoping that for the spring semester, like I've been saying, we're all able to return safely to Cal U in person. And next year in May, I'm not sure when the exact date is, but that will be the final episode of my show. And like I said, I'm hoping to have it all in person. I can get back to having a studio audience, even if it's just 3 people. But I want everyone there in person to reminisce on time at Cal U. I might be staying longer, I'm not sure. Well, that's future's problem, we'll worry about that. That's next year's problem. That's not until next year. We'll focus on the fun that we have right now until May comes around. And I guess we'll move on into our favorite segment. Last time I held a show was 6 months ago. Back on February 27th, I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary right before COVID got out of hand and forced us all to move back home. We haven't seen this segment in a while, and I know I missed it, and it's time to reintroduce memes of the week. Now, we've been in quarantine for these past couple months since March and found some quarantine-inspired memes, and we will take a look at them. All right, so let's take a look at our memes of the week. First one, when you find out your normal daily lifestyle is called quarantine. I felt that. Then the next one, Zoom meeting audio only, Zoom meeting with video. That is me today because I am laying in bed until the very last minute until it's time to join my class. And then the last one, when someone in the house returns from the grocery store, what news of the outside world? Tell me everything. Because now you also get dressed up to go to the grocery store too. So those are my memes of the week. And don't forget, if you ever have a meme that you want me to see, please send it to my Cal email and I'll show it right here. cat7359@calu.edu. All right. Don't go anywhere. We need to take a commercial break. We just got started. We come back in a moment. We'll be talking with one of our favorite guests that I've had on my show multiple times before, MISSY DUNN. Stay tuned, everybody. You are watching Caton'S Corner here on CUTV.
Have you seen the new CalU Vulcan logo around? Have you wondered where to get gear featuring it? Then go to calvulcans.com and click shop. Log on and browse a full selection of men's shirts, women's shirts, pullovers, hoodies, and more. All items feature customization with the new CalU Vulcan logo and wordmark. The site also features a full selection of hats, tailgating items, and accessories. Don't be the last person to sport new CalU Vulcan gear. Go to calvulcans.com today.
Welcome back to Caton'S Corner, everybody, at home edition, or as we are going to call it from here on out, Caton'S Online Corner, due to the pandemic and us staying at home. As I said earlier, we're all working remotely from home, and we're doing pretty good with social distancing, I would say that. But it's time to introduce the first guest of the day. She's made multiple appearances on my show before, but it's our first time all appearing from home. So let's say hi to Missy DUNN. Hi, Missy.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hopefully, you and your family at home are all doing safe, doing well, and whatever you have to do to not go insane, staying at home.
I'll tell you what we're doing. My daughter went back to school. And so she was able to go back full time. And that was exciting for us because she was tired of being in the house and she was sick for parents. So that's how we're surviving.
And it was a little bitter for us when we got that email about classes being online, because I know we were all looking forward to coming back, but hopefully for the spring semester, we can all return in person. So this first half, we talk about virtual clubs. Even though we're not meeting in person on campus, students are still able to get involved with clubs, even though everything's online for the fall.
Yeah, absolutely. Student Activities Board met last week. Student Government met Monday. And so everybody's off and running. I have talked to members of the Wildlife Society and some other clubs and organizations on campus. And I think that this first week is really just an organization time for executive boards to kind of get back together and, see who's back and ready and willing to do things virtually. But yeah, the majority of our clubs and organizations are meeting online now. So that's exciting.
So then all clubs are meeting virtually, or is it just some certain clubs?
So I don't want to say all clubs because we haven't had, kind of one-on-one conversations with everyone. There's an option out there for every single club and organization to meet virtually. Some are, prepared and up and running already. I think some will come online, after Labor Day, because I think that's a natural break for everyone. Just kind of take that first week or so of classes to get used to the new remote learning, and then think about clubs and orgs after that is all taken care of. So I expect a lot more of our clubs and organizations to come online after Labor Day, but there's a good handful right now that are meeting and up and running and ready to go.
That's good to hear. And I know the Student Activities Board, are any virtual events being hosted this semester by them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you, right now we work together in student affairs to develop a calendar of events that are happening for the first 30 days of the semester. And that calendar can be found on all of the student affairs social media channels. So, looking at CalU Student Affairs Twitter and Instagram, and SAI at CalU, Twitter, Instagram, the Cal Times, everybody is putting that calendar out. The Cal Times, I'll tell you, is the best resource. So if you go nowhere else, go there, because that gives you all the resources of events that are happening on campus. But this calendar is really cool. It's a clickable, 30-day calendar of events that's happening up through the end of September. You can find it on the university website if you go to calu.edu/welcome. That was where our welcome weekend events were all held, and the landing page for that, but that's transformed over to this calendar now. Or you can just go to calu.edu to the calendar feature, and all of the events are listed there. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. We've got Adulting 101 sessions for those of us who are trying to, still learn how to be adults and dealing with the pandemic and living at home. We have virtual game shows and comedians. SAB is excited about introducing virtual make and takes. So if you guys remember all of those like street signs and dry erase boards and all that kind of stuff that we would do on campus, you can do that from home now. And so there's certain days that those will be available and you can design it all online and then we ship it right to your house. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things coming up. SAB has some great ideas that we're sort of, fleshing out. I've been talking to some students about maybe doing like some virtual comedy or virtual music shows as we're all kind of hanging out at home this semester. So just kind of watch our social media with Student Activities Board and we'll announce some really cool things throughout the semester.
I have to check that Adulting 101. I turned my 21st birthday 2 weeks ago, and I'm still trying to figure out something.
Happy birthday. Listen, I turned 40 something over the summer and I'm still trying to figure some things out too. So don't you worry about it.
All right. I'm going to apologize. You hear my dog barking in the background. That's another thing I've had to deal with being at home and these online classes, because I'll unmute my microphone to say something and everyone's like, oh, what's that noise in the background? I'm like, oh, that's just my dog.
Yeah, that's okay.
So obviously students, they can still have a fun time even though classes are, these classes and events, they're all online. But and are there any, if you have any information about like any big events, any big events that are being planned that maybe students can look forward to?
Well, I mean, right now we're planning, a virtual family day, which I think will be exciting because there's some events that you'll be able to do at home and kind of incorporate your brothers and sisters, moms and dads, grandma, grandpa, whoever's there with you, And so right now that's all being planned. Like I just said, Student Activities Board has some big ideas, and we've been doing some polling of the students that have moved into Vulcan Village and, just some online stuff about if we were to host a virtual concert, would you, kind of log on and listen? If we were to host a virtual comedy show, would you log on and listen? And so really trying to pay attention to what our students are asking for from home. One of the biggest things that we're doing right now is we compete against everything else, so when you're on campus, you're kind of a captive audience and everybody looks for something to do, so it makes our events, fun and gives you something to get out of your residence hall room and, take a break from classes and do. With being at home, we're looking at, the animals and the family members and jobs. I talk to every student who seems to have gotten one or two or maybe more jobs, during the pandemic. And so we're competing with all those things. I had a very lively conversation with a group of students the other day who I was giving them ideas and they were trying to determine whether they would participate in that idea or play their gaming device, and that was kind of the game that we were playing. And it was interesting to find out that that's like a big thing that we're competing with as well. So, just keep an eye out. We're taking all of those things into consideration, and Student Activities Board will have some fun things planned, coming forward. Like I said, we already have a couple comedians on the calendar. We have some of those virtual make and takes on the calendar. We have a virtual escape room coming up that's on that, calendar for October. So, lots of fun things that you can do while you're at home.
And definitely have to check some of those out because with me still being at home, when I'm not in my classes, I'm either sitting around or I have to go to work. still working. And but so I know you mentioned all the social media platforms and the websites students can find out more information. Definitely Cal Times. I know Jeff has been posting a lot of stuff. I will endorse the Cal Times not only because I'm the editor-in-chief, but I will say we've been, even though we had a strong online presence, and we'll definitely keep that going throughout this semester. So I just want to ask, what were when we received that email last month about everything being online, what were your thoughts about that?
I really had mixed emotions. to be successful at my job, I need to be with my students, and leaving on March 17th and not being able to return has been kind of a struggle. And I've done a whole lot of trying to reach out virtually and, text and do all those kind of things, but it's not the same. And so I was disappointed, to hear that we would be home for the fall semester. But then after some reflection and, talking to some of my colleagues throughout the state and talking to some of my students, I almost felt a sense of relief, only because I feel like we have a plan. Everybody knew well enough in advance that we would be at home so that they could, make those plans and do the things that they needed to do to be successful students, remotely. But I also feel like we're kind of safe. You're looking at the schools throughout the country who are struggling with this virus and, who are doing the back and forth, like, okay, go home for 2 weeks. No, stay at home. No, come back. No, we're going to learn remotely. We're going to learn on campus. And not having that confusion is really kind of, it settled me down a little bit, just to kind of know that, we'll take this semester, do the best that we can remotely. I think that our professors are doing a great job. They learned all summer long how to do this, better than what we did in the spring. And so, at first I was like, this really sucks. And then I felt, like a huge sense of relief that, me and my family, my students, everyone's going to be a little bit safer by being at home this semester. And really, I hope this sets us up for a really successful return to campus in the spring. It gives us a lot of time to really figure out what's going to go on in the world and be more prepared, to come back and be together in the spring semester.
And I know when we received that email, because I was still planning on moving to Vulcan Village, when I got that email, I woke up and because my mom was asking me, what kind of bed sheets do you need up there? I believe it's a queen size bed. And then when I got the email that day, I woke up and said, well, I don't need those bed sheets anymore. And but it was all for safety reasons, and I know, which is a good thing. And like I said, hopefully things do get better and we can all return safely in the spring semester. But other than that, we're going to take another commercial break, and we come back, we're going to talk about plans for this year's homecoming, virtual homecoming. That'll be exciting. So we're going to take a break. Stay tuned. You are watching Caton'S Corner on CUTV.
Consider the future, your future. At California University of Pennsylvania, you can build your life your way because we believe in you. We invest in you, empower you to create the future you envision. We give you the tools and teaching so you can rise up and achieve. Don't settle for someone else's vision of you. Build you at CalU. Visit us at calu.edu.
Welcome back, everybody, to Caton'S Corner. I'm still joined with Missy Dunn as we are practicing social distancing from home and all that for the fall semester. So I know in the fall semester, we all look forward to homecoming, the homecoming festivities. Unfortunately, that will not be happening this year, at least not in person. I know people look forward to the parade, the football game. The students can still be hopeful about celebrating homecoming this year in a virtual kind of way. So, Missy, were there any plans to host any homecoming festivities?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually talking about it right now. We've kind of kicked around this idea of doing a virtual homecoming from home type of plan. And we have events from Thursday until Sunday of that homecoming week. Homecoming was supposed to be the weekend of, in-person homecoming was supposed to be the weekend of October 9th and 10th. And so what we're doing is planning some virtual events starting on Thursday that both students, faculty, staff, and alumni can all participate in. So we would do virtual Thursday, Friday, Saturday. highlighted by some vintage parade material that we are looking at. And it's always fun to kind of walk down memory lane during homecoming and see what things were like, back in the day that Gary Smith and I were in school, which to us doesn't seem so long ago, but to you guys is probably like a lifetime ago. So it's always fun to see those things. And then, some parades from the 2000s that we're excited to relive, so just kind of looking at things like that. Just kind of pulling from where we were and taking a look back on the 70 plus years that the university's been celebrating homecoming. And then, doing some maybe virtual happy hours for our alumni and some virtual tours for those alum that have not been to campus for a long time. On the student side of things, we are actively talking about some plans on how we can be involved with some of our traditional activities. So thinking about maybe doing a virtual bingo, because bingo is always a great activity, looking at some maybe virtual drag show, opportunities like that. All those traditions that we have as students for homecoming week, we're trying to get those nailed down so that we can add them into the virtual schedule. So lots more to come on that. Just kind of thinking about that homecoming from home, scenario and how we can all be celebrating safely at home with our family and friends, that are kind of in our little quarantine bubbles, and thinking fondly about Cal U.
So are students still going to be able to run for homecoming court if able?
Well, that's something that we're looking at right now. What I've done is I kind of put out the feelers to all of the organizations who have participated, pretty consistently over the last couple of years, and asked them if it was something that they would be interested in. So working with Joy Helsel and her team and, trying to figure out what the best thing is, what I don't want to do, I'll be perfectly honest with you. What I don't want to do is shortchange a student, from being able to do all the fun stuff that they could have done running for homecoming and being on homecoming court and participating in the parade and, being on the field and all that kind of stuff. Those are all fun in-person things that go along with running for homecoming court. So even though I think we could make it really cool by doing a virtual crowning of our king and queen, I really want to hear from the students what they think before I make that final decision. So we're kind of hoping over the next, 2 weeks or so to get a good feel for how the students want to move forward with that and then kind of make that decision.
Is there going to be a theme at all for homecoming this year?
Yeah, it's going to be homecoming from home. That's our theme. And, we're putting together a box that students, faculty, staff, alumni can purchase, that has the mask, the t-shirt, the sticker for your computer, all the great things that we typically have for homecoming, the yard sign. And then we really hope to do this cool social media campaign where everybody can submit how they're celebrating homecoming from home, so kind of look out for that coming up over the next couple of weeks.
I know people have mixed emotions about things being online. Do you still think a virtual homecoming would be fun?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, when you look at Ryan Barnhart and I, we're like fun people and we're planning it. So I think that it's going to be a lot.
Exactly.
Is it going to be what it would be in person? Absolutely not. And nothing is like being able to be with your friends and, reminisce about old times and, go to parties and parades and, bonfires and things like that. There's nothing that can replace that feeling for us. But I definitely think that, we can do a cool program that everybody will want to participate in some shape or form while we're all celebrating from home.
All right. Well, thank you, Missy.
Sure.
Plenty of fun to still look forward to, even though everything is online. We can still make online fun. So that is it for our show today. I want to thank Missy for joining me, and of course Gary Smith, director. We'll figure out when the next time we have a show, online show. I might call my show Caton'S Online Corner for the fall semester. Always check out on YouTube, at CUTV Sports 1, all our social media platforms at CUTV_PA, Cal Times, WCAO, and more information to come on that. But until then, hopefully everyone at home, you stay safe, practice social distancing. I can never get that word out right. Wear a mask, do whatever you have to do to stay safe. Until then, I will see everybody next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.